Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Parenting in the Far North. I'm your host, Ariane Arambiro. Joining me for today's guest, we have Ginny Grabowski. She is the board president for Girls on the Run. Such a fun program. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
So I love that we're posting this. So it's a Thursday we put our podcast out. This event that we're going to be talking about is happening this Saturday. So if you're listening, wonderful. If not, we still are going to tell you about this wonderful program. So let's first get into a little bit of backstory on who you are and how you got involved with Girls on the Run and where running kind of came from, your passion.
Absolutely. I started running in college. I sort of accidentally took a running to awareness class because it sounded like fun. And I found out in college that I could get credit in my GPA if I got an A in gym. And I was like, easy peasy. And that really sparked just loving being able to move my body. And I could run 1 mile. I could run 3 miles. I could run 6 miles. Oh my God, there's no limit to what I could do. And that mindset then translated into so many other aspects of my life. And it has stayed with me. And I've been an on-again, off-again runner for the last few years, for sure. It's not every single day, all the time. But the simplicity of running, the simplicity of waking up and walking or sort of running, doing trail running, which is really trail walking, just fast.
Yeah.
So being able
Still moving and grooving.
Exactly. So being able to do all of those things and then recognizing that when I feel strong in my body, I feel strong in my mind, I feel strong in everything that I can do is really what has sparked my passion. I got involved with Girls on the Run, again, sort of accidentally. I went to an event that was a fundraising event for something else, and someone got up and started talking about Girls on the Run. And I thought, wow, this sounds like an amazing program. This is something I want to be a part of because it's not just about the running. It's not just form and technique and go faster, go harder, go home. It's all about teaching young girls how to be confident in themselves, how to find joy in every day, that it's okay to not feel okay at times. Let them experience the full gamut of being a human being and teaching them that you are powerful in anything that you want to be doing. We found when I started hearing those pieces of Girls on the Run, I thought, oh my gosh, I really want to be a part of it. And then started out as a coach, a community coach. I don't have children, so this was my first experience with ASD, elementary, all of that.
Fun age. 3rd through 5th,
Yeah, which was really interesting. And one of the things that really struck me is when I remember being that age and thinking, everything was a competition. And so you had to go and run and if you could, and if you didn't, why didn't you? And we had girls who the assignment for the day or whatever the curriculum was the plan for the day. I was like, oh, we can go outside and run. And they were like, nah, I'm going to walk with my friends because I want to hang out and chat with them. I haven't seen them all day. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Do what you want to do. But even that, seeing them at 9 to 11 years old say, this is what I want to do. And that's cool that you have your plan, but this is what I want to do. I found that very inspiring.
Having that confidence. And you had mentioned, so this is for 3rd through 5th grade. Why that age range? That seems very specific.
Yeah, and it's because they've done studies where they find that up until age 8, girls and boys have the same level of confidence. They feel like they can do anything, nothing is a challenge. And then as early as age 8, girls' self-confidence plummets by 30%.
Wow.
Which
is a big number.
It's a big number, and that's a really young age.
Yeah.
And when I think about my own childhood, 9, 10, 11, 12, my confidence definitely took a hit. Our bodies start changing. We don't really know what's going on. There's all these expectations of what you're supposed to do. And seeing that statistic boldly on a scientific study is just wow, that is incredible. So Girls on the Run International was formed to address those issues and to try and counter that. Because when girls are more confident and they get that support at a younger age, or they either don't experience that drop or the drop is not as harsh, or they can bounce back. They learn the resilience to regain their confidence. And that's important for every woman for the rest of their lives.
And you were saying you've kind of experienced this in your own self, even as adulthood and working with adults. What is it when you start running that builds that confidence? And, because when you think running, especially girls 3rd through 5th, what? Run? I'm going to tire out.
Sweaty.
Yeah. But, how does that look? What does that process look like?
Watching the girls and watching adults go from I can't to maybe. All right, I'll give it a try. And then seeing them test their bodies and sort of pass the test is incredible, because it's never, if you start out with, hey, you're going to day one run a mile.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Even as whether you're an adult or a child, you're just not. But start out with like, hey, can you run from here to that pole?
Yeah.
Sure, of course I can. And so you just start to build on that confidence. And so you get a confidence in a little bit, and then you add on a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then it becomes a snowball. And it's the more that you do, the more you want to do, the more you can do. And like I said, that translates out of just the running into all aspects of life, in my experience.
Which you were sharing a story about a young girl, and that was, if you want to share how just being in Girls on the Run gave her that confidence to stand up for herself.
Absolutely. When I was a community coach, we had a girl who was experiencing bullying, and that's one of the lessons that we do in our curriculum, how to handle it if you're being bullied, if you see somebody being bullied, or what if, oh my gosh, you read this curriculum or you go through the lesson and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a bully. How do you handle that? And she was being bullied by teachers at a school, which is shocking, but people don't realize what they're doing. And she came to us at Girls on the Run and was like, hey, I'm experiencing this in my school. I'm going to go to the principal and talk about this. And we said, okay, awesome. And she did. She went to the principal and was like, hey, here's what I'm seeing. And asked for change, which was incredible. She was in, I think, 4th grade when that happened. Yeah.
4th grade. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how long has Girls on the Run been around here in South Central Alaska? You mentioned it's international, too. I thought it was just national. So it's international.
So it's international, and I believe, I'm not entirely sure. I meant to look this up, and I didn't.
It's okay.
I'm guessing international means Canada.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
And hopefully someday other places around the world.
But it is a national
It is a
program.
national, yep. Okay. And it started in 1996 on the national level. It started here in Alaska. It was founded in 2011. First 5K was in 2012. And we did a presentation a little while back where we had slides from the very beginning, and it was fun because as much as things change, they stay the same. And so lots of girls out running, smiling, wearing tutus, hair all crazy, lots of hairspray colors, and just a lot of joy. Even in those photos from 2012, from the very first one, where I'm sure the board that was in charge in 2012 did a great job, and I'm sure they feel exactly like we do when 5K day comes here. Did you do everything? Do we have everything? Are you ready? Are we ready? I think we're ready. And so to see all of that joy and the number of girls out running on that first day, and now we had, in our last 5K, we had over 250 girls that we served last year here in South Central Alaska, so between Anchorage and the Valley. Over 250 girls, and we've given out over $20,000 in scholarships, because if you can't afford to be a part of Girls on the Run, we don't want that to be a barrier to experiencing the program.
That's amazing. So when is the 5K? Because I know these programs happen after school, so obviously during the school year. So when does the big 5K happen?
So we actually have 2 5Ks. We have a fall 5K and we have a spring 5K. And the fall 5K is coming up on November 9th.
Okay.
And what's fun about this one, I thought, we'll probably try and do something indoors at the Dome. And our parents all were like, hey, we want this to be outside.
Oh,
our girls are Alaskan.
Yeah.
They need to get used to it's not always great weather. So we're doing it outside, and then we'll have our spring one. It usually happens in the April-May time frame. But we have, in order to support these programs, we have the big event coming up this weekend at the Dome. And we call it Spark the Fun and Run. One of the curriculum names was Spark the Fun. And so Spark the Fun and Run is a 5K event, and so 12 laps, more or less, at the Dome. This is not a precise event.
And it's not timed. Just have fun.
Not timed, very family-friendly. We have groups of 4, and the team, as a relay, completes 12 laps, and then we have 6 stations that are field day types of events. So we have a duck walk, we have a balance thing, we have a little obstacle course. So you get to complete each of those twice. So it's kind of like you can do it as run a lap, do an activity, run a lap, do an activity. Anybody can do either. So it's not only this person's doing the laps and this person's doing the however you want to do it, have at it.
And so the locations, talk a little bit about if a parent is listening right now and they're like, this would be great for my daughter to get involved in. How do they go about that? You guys do specific locations. You also serve out in the Valley as well.
Yes. We have schools around, and it varies from year to year. This fall, one of our strongest schools for the fall program is Rilke Shoal, and they have, I think it's 20 plus girls in their program for this winter. Usually we have around 12 schools that participate. We also, the programs vary in size. I think our minimum is 12 girls, and so they can be as small as 12, as large as 20, 25 girls, and then we have the volunteer coaches that are a part of that. If your school does not have a Girls on the Run program, the best thing to do is start conversations with teachers and certainly reach out to us. We can start the conversation with the principal, but cold calling is never great. So having someone from the school or having a parent reach out to us really helps us with being able to say, hey, your parents want this after school program, and we're here to provide it for you.
And in Alaska, we're coming up into winter, getting cold, it's getting darker earlier. This seems like it would be a great outlet for, kids, the young ladies to get involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the most fun pieces of this is because it is after school, we generally are in the gymnasium, but sometimes the gyms aren't available. And so the girls get to run in the halls.
For this
super
instance.
Exciting, yeah. So we're like,
halls.
hey, you get to run from here to the end and back, and multiple times. And they're like, I get to run in the halls? Yes, you do. And it's really fun.
The physical activity, like you said, it's not just the confidence, but moving their bodies. And like you were mentioning, if instilling this in them this early, imagine what it can do for them going into, middle school and into high school.
Exactly. Well, when you think about how many different ways girls are told, no, you can't. Nope, that's not for you. That's not a thing. That's not for girls. All day, every day when you're young. And so to be told, yes, you can. You don't think you can? You want to try it? I bet you can. To have someone in your life saying that to you and believing that you can do it, transformational.
Hence the name Girls on the Run. I was asking, why not kids on the run? Why not boys on the run?
Right.
This is for girls on the run.
Yeah, exactly. And we are happy to have anyone who identifies as a girl come in and be a part of the program. The goal is not so much to say, ew, boys, no, but it's really to say, hey, we know you're suffering right now. We know your confidence is dropping in ways that are not happening for boys. Come on in. We want to put our arms around you. We want to support you. We want to make sure that you have all the confidence and all the tools that you need to be an amazing adult.
Yeah. Are you in need of volunteers? Is there a need right now for Girls on the Run that you could put out there?
Always. Volunteer coaches, community coaches is really a big one for us. We have so many of our coaches and site coordinators at the school are teachers. So after a long day of teaching, then we're like, hey, by the way, stay after school and take care of this girls program. And so many of them do, and we are so grateful for them. Community coaches really can add a different flavor. You're a different adult in the community who may be able to support girls, which is fantastic. It shows that there is life outside of school for people, and you never know if your job or whatever it is that you do, maybe your story will inspire a young girl. You never know. So we are constantly looking for community coaches, support, even for the 5Ks, having people there to cheer on the girls.
Yeah.
Just anywhere along the route is always helpful for us.
And I love, who doesn't want to run in like a pink tutu and glitter and just bring out your bib and things like that? Sounds like a lot of fun. Just for you, kind of going back to your story personally, what have you gotten out of being involved in this program over the years?
Well, I've developed more of a love for pink than I ever thought I would have. I have really just the experience of watching young girls go. I mean, it's an 8 to 10 week program, and we just are piloting the 8-week program this year. Normally, it's a 10-week program. To see the transformation in girls who come in or who are very shy, very quiet, girls who are like, during each of the lessons, we have question and answer kind of times, and girls who are completely not ready to raise their hand and give an answer or even ask a question, to see them in that 10 weeks come around and be like, I have a question, hands raised, jumping up and down, being really enthusiastic, experiencing that confidence themselves. It's just so rewarding. It's just so much fun to see. And I have to say, 5K day is super fun. If you've never been to a Girls on the Run 5K, just come out and see what we're doing. It is so much fun. There is so much joy because it's this non-competitive just celebration of finishing. You finished.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that we don't finish in life. And this is one where you're like, hey, I did it. I'm here, and here I go.
I mean, to say, hey, I did a 5K at third, fourth, or fifth grade. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You've had people come back and become the junior coaches or volunteers.
We're just starting to see that interest spark. So we have we do some other fundraising events around town, and we've had girls come in who are like, hey, I was a Girls on the Run girl in third grade, fifth grade. And since we've been here now for a little over 10 years, those girls who were 9, 10, 11 are now 19, 20, 21.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's pretty wild. We've had a couple of them. We've had people inquire about being coaches. And Girls on the Run, we haven't implemented this too much yet, but they have a junior coaching program where those girls who are now, they've gone through in that third to fifth grade range, they can come back in like junior high school, and they can be coaches in an elementary school. Nice. So we can start to have that cycle continue and see girls who gained confidence reinstill that confidence in younger girls.
And who knows, this could potentially, spark an interest to go into track and field, as you get into middle and high school.
Well, there was it from England? No, from New York. We had a runner or a cyclist in the Olympics who started out in spin class.
Yeah.
So, you never know where it can lead. You never know where it can lead.
That's amazing. And so for folks to contact you guys, I'll give you a chance to put out the website. Is that the best way to get involved and to get contact with you guys?
Probably the easiest one. So our website is, I have to say, I'm not even really sure.
You can also type Girls on the Run Alaska.
Girls on the Run South Central Alaska, and we will come up. And then finding us on Facebook or Instagram is the easiest way to get in touch. We're constantly monitoring that. Easiest way to get in touch.
And I always give my guests kind of the last final thought. So is there anything that you want to mention or add or just touch on or just share that I didn't ask or you would like to say about Girls on the Run or just anything in general?
Sure. Come out on Saturday. If you have not already signed up for Spark the Fun, I will tell you I have not laughed so hard as I did last year as our inaugural event last year. And it's just a blast. Watching people do these other things that are not running is super fun, challenging your body. The kind of chaos of trying to count it all, it's a blast. So come out. We, like I said, teams of 4, or if you're an individual and you can't find 4 friends who will come out with you, then just come out yourself and run it. Do it. It's not timed.
Yeah, it's not timed. You heard that.
Non-competitive, family-friendly. So Spark the Fun and Run, same kind of thing. Google, because it's on Run Sign Up. So it's just Google Spark the Fun and Run, Girls on the Run South Central Alaska. You'll find us, come out and join us, or just show up at the Dome at 9:30. We start the event at 10:30 on Saturday, but we have bib pickup starting at 9:30. So come on in and sign up your team and figure it out as you go.
And if you're listening, this is Saturday, September 28th. Okay. Yes. And then your 5K is going to be in November.
November 9th.
Yeah. That one's going to be outside. Where's that one going to be at?
That one is going to be at Goose Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll be like pseudo trail, kind of not really trails.
Make it work.
It'll be a little bit of everything. Yeah.
We're Alaskan. So what do you do? Well, thank you so much for coming on, Ginny, and sharing your story. I think it's incredible. Girls on the Run. My daughter just got in third grade. She just turned 9. So I was telling her, I was like, all right, I see what we need to do, and we need to gird her in. And so it's a great outlet, and we young girls need this. So this is out there. So if you're listening, you're wanting to get your daughter involved, this is a good way to go.
Yep.
All right.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you all for listening, of course, to another episode of Parenting in the Far North. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.